Many of you are realizing that eustachian tube dysfunction is just not going to go away that easy. It's not going to go without a fight. You are realizing that now after weeks and months and even some years. But there's a couple of things that we can blame on ourselves, and it's not our fault because we just didn't know. We booked that appointment, we scheduled it, we went to it, and we came back and didn't really get any information or enough of it to make it stop. I'm here today to tell you that there are 3 things that we can do better when it comes to getting rid of the eustachian tube dysfunction and actually finding healing, and it's all on us. But it takes a little bit of diligence, it takes a little bit of motivation, and it does take a little patience. So the first thing that is, and these are all related to the things that we do wrong with what? Our jaw muscles, our jaw in general. We clench, and some of this you're going to have to really take time to get good at it and get aware of it to try to make those changes. I didn't realize why I was starting to do this, but let me be honest with you, it was annoying. I was clenching a lot. I had to stop myself. You have to tap into your mind and figure out a way to be more aware that you're doing it so you can decrease the duration of the time that you're doing it. See, you do it for so long, and when you're aware that you're doing it, it's too long. You've already put 15, 20 minutes, and if you're sleeping, hours. When you add all these up, you add the duration up, it can put so much strain, so much tension on that eustachian tube. And when you put so much strain now on that eustachian tube, we're talking about the masseter muscle, the muscle that is the strongest. I quote you, it's the strongest muscle in the body. Hear me out. The strongest muscle in the body. We have hundreds of muscles in the body. And if this muscle gets tense, it's going to start adding pressure to that eustachian tube. The eustachian tube is connected to the middle ear. When you continuously clench, you're using a lot of those muscles, medial pterygoid muscle. And so when you're using these things constantly, I can't imagine how much inflammation is built up over time. And when you think that it's just a simple, okay, maybe I did this today wrong, I did that today wrong, don't realize that these things have been going on for months, even years. So I know it's going to be hard. I know the clenching is something that's done when we're sleeping, so we can't always be aware of that we're doing it. But some things you can do, and I'm sure you've Googled this, I'm sure you probably heard this, mouth guards can be a great way to minimize. See, the thing is we want to minimize the duration. If you can save an hour, 10 minutes, 30 minutes each and every day, due time, you're going to heal a little bit more. Remember, look at it this way. For every time we shed off of the time we're doing the harm, it's going to just add up over time. So let's say you save an hour not doing something, and a week later now you're at 2 hours not doing something. You're just going to start finding healing that way, because that's where that time added up is going to equal to more time to heal that muscle, heal that eustachian tube. So clenching, mouth guard, be aware, be mindful. And I'm going to get into a little bit of this, but not as much. But there's things that you can do like relaxation techniques. You can check your magnesium levels. These are all little things that can aid in relaxing that clenching, and see what the source is. Evaluate the lifestyle that you're going through right now and see if you can ease a little bit of that up. But of course, it's going to take a little diligence, as I stated, and patience to be able to do so. The next thing is tensing up and stress. I'm going to put these in the same category. It's pretty similar to clenching, but clenching is separate than just tensing up, because clenching can happen due to unaware, that you're not aware of what's going on. You're sleeping and it's happening, but this is something we're aware of. We work at our jobs for 8 to 9, maybe even 10 hours. Some of you work 12 hours. When you're involved in something, reading an email, responding to a message, these are times where you're tensing up and you don't even realize it. This is one of my biggest problems, honestly. The clenching, not so much. This one right here was the biggest problem that I had, and I didn't understand why I started doing this. My life had not changed in a way where it just made me this way. One day I just became this person that whenever I was in a state of concentration, because it can really just be concentration. It doesn't have to mean that something wrong is happening to you. I was in a state of concentration a lot during my job, and I would find myself hiking my shoulders up. And I'd be at the computer with my shoulders hiked all the way up and staying that way. And then when I finally realized that I was doing it, it had been probably an hour, honestly, just sitting at the computer with my shoulders hiked up, like I'm preparing to crash or preparing to get hit by a ball or something. And that was adding and aiding to all the problems that I was having, most of the problems I was having. So look at where your shoulders are. You may be like me. You may be at the computer. You may be watching something, even just watching something on TV. It could be even something you enjoy watching or enjoy doing. You're just tensing up because you're focused. And this is just how your body responds to focus and concentration. So remember, look where your shoulders are and try to be mindful. The biggest and sole remedy of getting rid of this is just being aware of what you're doing faster every single day. You speed the awareness up every single day, and eventually that you become so aware, so hyper aware, that the time slowly dissipates of you doing it, and you start to finally get that healing that your body's been longing for and searching for. And the next one is something that a lot of you probably can relate to, might not agree with, but can definitely relate to. Oh, sorry. This right here is very dangerous. This piece of device, this a piece of electronic, is killing our necks. It's killing our necks. It's doing more than you think it's doing. Trust me. When I realized how powerful having good posture is, not just to play a sport, not just to lift a weight, not just to manage something at work or manage your job, physical job. It's actually doing so much harm to you and we don't even realize it. See, we think until we feel the pain, then it was that thing we did that day. We feel that strain. We feel that tense. We feel this sensation of agony and pain. It happened that day or last night. My friends, you don't realize how long it takes until your body cries out for help. I was putting so much strain. See, doing this. The average head weighs about 8 to 10 pounds. And if you think about it, our head, our neck has to sustain that head all day. Not just some of the day, all day, every day. Until you finally lay your head down on that pillow and it finally gets some rest. Our head weighs between 8 to 10 pounds, and that weight added forward, it just doubles that weight, basically. So every time you lean that head down and you're looking down at your cell phone and you're texting or whatever you're emailing and doing those things, you have to realize that sustainable amount of weight on that neck, over time, you're going to start suffering the consequences. And it's not always just an ear problem, a neck problem. It could be a back problem. It could be breathing problems. It can be mood problems, anxiety, depression problems, jaw problems, vision problems. I mean, I can give you 5 or 6, maybe 10 more things. And so I really can't stress enough how important it is to be aware of where you're holding that tension due to poor posture. This isn't just stress releases now. This isn't just stressing. This is what we're doing all day, looking down at our keyboard, looking down at our phone. We think we're in decent posture, but we're really in horrible posture. And this is going to keep eustachian tube dysfunction and tinnitus around. I cannot stress enough how it's so important that we just block the sensations of having our phones at this position. We got to do our absolute best to get out of this position. It's very simple. Just take your phone and put it up about chin level and use your eyeballs. Right? Simple enough, but guess what? We forget. That's the problem. So use your phone like this. Yeah, it's a little work on your arms, but hey, it's better than your neck and all the muscles surrounding the neck, the trapezoid, the jaw muscles, the masseter, the medial pterygoid muscle. All those muscles are suffering just because we're looking down, putting that strain on the back of the neck here, going all the way up to the axis and all the issues here in our back and neck, upper neck. So, folks, if you can eliminate these 3 things, and not just eliminate it right now, but if you can minimize, shed a little bit off each day, just a little bit each day, you're going to start finding that ultimate healing. And it's going to take a little time. It's not something that can be done in one day. But remember, if you're trying to build a house, it's not done in one day, obviously. It's board by board, pipe by pipe, wire by wire, little by little, until you have the foundation set. And all of that will start aiding into your ability to sustain that level of healing. And you're going to find maximum healing. And let me tell you, here's a bonus key. What ends up happening after you mastered this mentally and you mastered the awareness and you mastered all these things that are going to help make you feel better, you come out of the situation being a more healthier person than when you started. So at the end of the day, it's a win-win. I hope this video was very helpful for you. If it was, please take time to subscribe to the channel. I try to bring content as often as possible. But in the meantime, I'm going to step out of the Jaye Wellness Studio and leave you in good hands with this video. Like anything else, folks, we are here to simply go back to the basics. Take care, everybody, and I'll catch you in the next video.